Weather Blender blog. It's the 28th of January. Spencer Atkins here with you. Thanks for joining us. Let's jump right to the maps. Snow on the way, that much we know. Let's show you all the different models so you can get up to date. And I like what I'm seeing in that a lot of the models are coming back into agreement with one another. Starting off with a look at the late Thursday night radar. Blue is snow, heavy snow across southern Kansas. But look at how east-west it is, how it's just oriented kind of left to right across your screen. Well, that is a very sharp cutoff of dry air to the north. Really, wherever that particular heavy band sets up is where you pick up your heaviest snow, and then it just tapers off to near nothing, again, as you can see in North Kansas. So that is going to be the real conundrum for us. Where is that band going to cut off? And we think that, again, it's going to be somewhere north of Charleston, Huntington. So let's jump out Friday evening. This is looking out 30 hours from the early portion. These are 12Z model runs for Thursday. So this is the model we call the NAM, cold air from the north, jamming. It's going to be all day Friday. And the warmer air with the moisture trying to make it up into the, let's say, southern portion of the Ohio Valley, but still kind of lagging. And you'll see the same thing on the other model. Same time frame. This would be on Friday night, GFS model. So we're really not thinking that the snow gets here during the daytime. Now it's going to be during the nighttime. So let's skip ahead to the morning. We'll look at the same two models. This is the NAM. This is at 7 a.m. on Saturday. And you can see the yellow zone that I've circled there. The heaviest amount of precipitation is in southernmost West Virginia, southernmost Kentucky. Okay, a couple of inches there, and very little at all on the 12Z run, which is very interesting, let's say from I-64 to the north, thanks to the high pressure up over Michigan. All right, then we shift over to the NAM. Now this is different. There's the yellow zone again, and it's farther north. Now, what we were looking at on the radar seems to kind of blend more with this at this point, and the moisture would be anywhere from a quarter of an inch to a half an inch here, and you could see 2 to 5 inches of snow out of that with the cold air. That's using a 10-to-1 ratio. That's kind of a rule of thumb that we use. But obviously it could be even more than that with cold air already in place, so you could use the same amount of water and get even more snow than that, especially in southern West Virginia. Japanese model real quick. It's pretty much in line with the GFS, 2 to 5, I-64 and north, and then drops off severely to just about nothing in Ohio. 5 to 7 though, southernmost West Virginia. That's again by 7 a.m. Saturday. And then we also look at the UK Met model just for reference. It's a little farther south. It's closer in line with the NAM. 1 to 2 inches across I-64, 2 to 5, southern West Virginia, southeast Kentucky, and also southwest Virginia. Can't forget the Commonwealth. It's going to be just really the hardest hit area will be southwest Virginia. So, quick look at the NAM model, and look at how tightly all the different colors are squished in there. Southern Ohio, just barely up to an inch. The kind of gray or white shade, that's 6 inches. That's northern Boone County. That's the southern tip of Kanawha County, so a huge disparity between north and south. And 8 inches as you get closer to Logan, 10 inches south of Logan, and then you get into about 14 inches around Bluefield. That's one model's suggestion. Now the other model shows you that, again, the snow goes a little bit farther north with an inch or two north of the Ohio River, 3 inches again, just around the Huntington area, and then it steps up to about 4 or 5, even around Charleston, 6 just south of town, 8 just to the north of, let's say, the Pikeville area, right around Logan, and then 10 inches around Beckley. So here's what we've done. We've kind of blended some of the models. This is our look. We kind of like what we call that southern scenario with the heavier snow to the south. 8 to 14 inches possible. This would be actually, though, by Saturday night. 8 to 14 inches possible in Bluefield and just south of Pikeville. 8 to 10 inches, Beckley, Jackson, just up to about Flat Top Mountain down over toward Lewisburg. 6 to 8 right around Logan, Chapmanville, sliding in between Charleston, Huntington on the Turnpike. 4 to 6, again, this is by dinner time Saturday night. 4 to 6, just from Huntington, Charleston, downtown areas to the south. From Huntington, Charleston, I-64 downtown areas to the north, 2 to 4 inches, and then it steps right down, 1 to 2 by the time you get to Point Pleasant, Gallipolis, and then only up to an inch, let's say around Parkersburg, Athens. So that's our early call. Not putting our feet completely down on the cement yet because it could dry on your feet. But nonetheless, that's kind of the early call here. Obviously, Saturday morning commute will be very slick. And the worst areas will be southern West Virginia, southeast Kentucky. What kind of snow is it going to be? Should be kind of light and fluffy at the beginning, mixing in with a slightly heavier snow, so it's kind of run-of-the-mill snow. It shouldn't be too blowing around. It shouldn't be too heavy and wet. So again, just kind of your average snow. Hopefully that gives you a little better idea because it will change a little bit as it goes throughout time. All right, more on the Weather Blender blog, more on TV. Hope to see you there. Stay safe. Have a great night. Check us out tomorrow.